So, hello, present moment. This is for me, and whoever wants to listen, just for that sake. Anyway, I am starting reading these. Well, I've been trying to read these different books, and that I keep buying and never starting. And today is 399 if you do numerology or anything like that. So I told myself I was going to start, and I've been procrastinating on it for a long time, and I'm just going to do it. Today's the day for me to start moving forward. Anyway, I went to Goodwill and I bought this book. It's if you can see that, it's Living in Balance, a dynamic approach for creating harmony and wholeness in a chaotic world. So I'm just gonna, I haven't started it yet, so I'm just gonna read passages. I'm gonna open it up to random pages and see where the universe wants me to start to work on things. Anyway, on the inside of it, it says something that I was going to read because I like it. It says, "This book is dedicated to all those who yearn for balance and to the spirit of harmony and wholeness awakening within us all." And I like that. Anyway, I know that there's no way to change the world without changing myself, so that's where I'm going to start. And yeah, it's coming through a self-help book because I need to help myself. And eventually, hopefully, I will see a change in myself and the world. Anyway, I'm just going to open to a random page, and I open to page 236. I'm just going to read it. So, the individual is forcing the change. People are shopping around not only for the right job, but for the right atmosphere. They now regard the old rules of business as dishonest, boring, and outdated. This new generation in the workplace is saying, "I want a society and a job that values me more than the gross national product. I want work that engages the heart as well as the mind and the body, that fosters friendship and that nourishes the earth. I want to work for a company that contributes to the community." Anita Rodnick, founder of The Body Shop. That's a side note through the book. Sorry. It's so the top of the page says, as indicating a priority towards work over life. When we do exercises on values with corporate teams and executives in vastly differing industries, the number one value we see emerging over and over again is, you guessed it, balance. Numerous factors have led to this emphasis. It is particularly spawned by concern over skyrocketing health care rates. 40% of over $1 trillion per year take a major toll on business. If healthcare costs continue to rise, the annual healthcare bill for America will eclipse the total after-tax profits of all the Fortune 500 companies combined. Another incentive is an attempt to develop greater allegiance of valued employees. A third reason is the growing recognition that these options allow people to live and work in ways that are not only healthier and happier, but more productive. Alternative work styles and schedules that promote greater balance and satisfaction in employees' lives have been shown to pay off both business-wise and health-wise. There is abundant data that correlates supportive, satisfying conditions at work and good health, while low job satisfaction, a perceived lack of support, and a sense of joyless striving are recognized as daily health risk factors that are major. Dr. Susan, professor of psychology at the Graduate School of the City University of New York, found that people who felt they had the backing of their boss were half as likely to get ill as people who lacked their support. One enlightening study of over 3,200 people of Boeing showed that workers who stated that they hardly ever enjoyed their job were 2.5 times likely to report a back injury that subjects who almost always enjoys their job. The study also shows that the most important factor in determining an employee's successful rehabilitation and the length of time it would take for him or her to return to the job was the employee's perception of the company's empathy for them. In a business world where people are stressed, reactive, and not prone to deep reflection or clear thinking, it is not uncommon to hear statements that, like, we're in business to make money, not to run a social center or a playground. When such ideas are first presented, though there is some validity to that statement, hopefully the results of these and many other studies will temper this with the deeper recognition that creating a work environment where people feel valued and cared about, enjoy their work, and are excited about coming to work is not only tremendously practical and rewarding, but is also likely to be profoundly profitable. Study after study shows that companies with cultures that empower their employees by giving them proper leadership, support, and all the information they need to make wise decisions are actually far more likely to outperform competitors who function in a more top-down, autocratic, command and control manner. For many companies, encouraging people to work from their homes reduces the overhead of providing so many offices and services at work. Sorry, let me adjust this. When Joel was speaking at a recent meeting of the International Facilities Managers Association, the future of offices and office space in a networked and decentralized society was very much in question. One example from our own experience is of high-powered training and consulting firm that had palatable offices in a downtown office building. At one point, a major reorganization led the offices to shrink, driving most of the consultants into offices in their homes. Because most of the consultants were on the road leading training programs around the globe, not only did the company save considerable money, but it gained tremendous flexibility. Though the staff missed the clubhouse downtown, many of them honestly didn't miss the commute and hassle of parking downtown. And they still had a strong sense of community and while they weren't on the road. In recent years, dozens of major companies have launched programs to help their employees find a greater balance of life. Citibank is encouraging its employees to work out, spend time with their families, and take classes. We have heard that Wells Fargo has offered personal growth leaves, and that Xerox has offered social service sabbatals. Increasing numbers of business leaders are coming to recognize the value of supporting their people in creative, constructing schedules that allow longer but fewer days in the office, or that offer more freedom to work at home. And then there's another side note. There is a great need to bring spiritual values into the corporate setting, persuading your organization to shift from a something of competition, exploitation, and self-interest to cooperation, empowerment, and the common good is one of the greatest gifts you can give to society. And that was Richard Barrett at the World Bank. I'm going to stop there because I only flipped it open to that page. So my thoughts on that. I currently don't work. I don't believe in corporate America. Well, I don't believe in supporting the rat race of slavery of time. And but if I was going to work in a office or work environment, I would definitely want something that I felt was supportive and that was moving forward, or maybe making a change, or working on personal development, and I would want to work, I do want to work from home. Like, ideally, I want to find my passion. Well, I want to find my passion and actually market it. I know what I want to do, but it's a struggle to really get that started because I don't really know what steps to take, or who to talk to or whatever. I mean, like I could go get a job at Starbucks or McDonald's, but I don't feel like that's gonna lead me to where I'm supposed to be, and I don't want to sell my time for a paycheck. Like money is it's paper. It's monopoly money. It doesn't really even exist. It's how much energy you put into it, how much vibration it holds, that makes it worth something. So having a job like that, really, I mean, I'm not going to support anything that is mundane, and you know, it said in here, like, you wonder why people get ill, have back problems and stuff like that, because things that you, I mean, we're told that you're supposed to get a job so you can pay rent and go do things that are you know, cost money, but most of the time you're at work, so you can't go do the things that you want to do because you have to work, and that's stressful. Like, to, you know, and then you're just gonna work your whole day and then come home and be all tired and exhausted just to pay for the rent, just to keep a roof over your head. But like, what is that? What, you're just gonna continue to drain your, it's like you're selling your time, and all you really have is time. I watched this YouTube video, and it was saying that they recorded and took all the time lots of how, you know, like how much percentage a person actually gets to have to do the things they want, because the rest of the time you're either sleeping, or you're you know, you're working, or you're waiting in line, or blah blah blah, you know, stuff like that. And your whole life, it comes down to, you have about 9 years to really do what you want, to make a change, to for yourself. And that's kind of lame. Out of a whole life, you only have 9 years to really make it count, if you're working for corporate America and stuff like that, you know. And that's not very long. I mean, when you think about it, you don't even know if you're gonna be alive tomorrow, and if any of us are gonna be alive. What if the Matrix could shut down, or the world, you know, like suddenly blows up, or you know, you step out in front of a bus on accident, or you don't put your seatbelt on, or blah blah blah, or you choke on the next drink or pill, or the candy you eat. So the idea of time and work and all of that stuff is it's all hypothetical anyway. Like, you know, I think that the fact that they created time it's a control factor, and it's also meant to stress, and age us. Time doesn't exist. I mean, all you have right now is right now. You live in the past by all the memories that you have, and it affects your present, and then you stress about your future, and that affects your present. So I'm trying to personally work on, that's what I'm doing the videos for, to record, like, to stay in this moment, to even like, maybe in the future I can look back at and see what I said, or like try to learn something about from myself, or you know, I have like poems and stuff like that, like little things I've written like 10 years wrote 10 years ago, that I feel I'm going through right now, and it's kind of an eye-opener about really about repeating the same thing, and not changing, or like having things happen over and over and over again. And I think it's just until you change your perspective or understanding, nothing's gonna change. Like, it's just gonna repeat until you get the lesson. You know, like life is is meant to be a lesson. Like, this is a school of hard knocks, or the school of life. And You know, they always say, oh, keep learning, you should always be learning. Like, we're always learning every day. Like, it's either you're going to stay on that first lesson or that second lesson, you're going to learn it and learn it and learn it. You're going to keep doing the same thing. You're going to flunk and then have to retake it every time until you get it and you pass to the next level. And it sucks to have to redo a class over and over and over and over again. But a lot of the times I do it, I learn the hard way. And it seems I'm very stubborn and stuck in my ways. And I'm going to work on that. I need to work on it because I need to change. Like, everything is just messed up. Everything's got to change for the better. Like, I need to raise my vibration. I need to get to my higher self, because this lower self has wasted a lot of time and tears and energy on things that did not. I mean, yes, I guess in a way it will benefit me, because we go through the negative, anything hard. You fall to get back to know that you can get up again and try to stand or even walk. Like, when we're babies, you crawl, you don't even know how to walk, but then when you start walking, you fall down and you get all bruised and you cry, and like, I bet that's really frustrating. And that's kind of like what we do through life. Like, it's constant. Oh, you're gonna stand up, can you walk, can you get back up again? And in this phase of my life right now, I am very much in between. And it's kind of frustrating. I'm very impatient. I don't like to. I hate waiting in lines. Actually, it's a patience thing. So life is teaching me, or it's going to teach me, patience and tolerance and perseverance, and I need to just accept that I am in this spot right now in my life. But that's a lesson in itself. So this in between, me at the bottom, you can't get to the top without hitting the bottom in life. So I'm kind of thankful that I'm at this bottom, even though it's very frustrating and I feel like I'm not making much progress. It's a good place to be, because then I don't have any farther to fall, and all I have is up, And for a while, I'm just sitting in this bottom, kind of afraid to move forward, but knowing that I can't go back. Nobody can go back. I mean, if you could, you wouldn't remember anyway. So it doesn't. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I'm really praying that I can, that the universe, God, can help me radically to make a miracle and shift this this self that into something that I can't even imagine right now. And I'm excited to feel the outcome, or to see it, or like just to see it through the change and shift of me, but the world, because you can't change anything until you change yourself. Like, kind of like they say, when you're at a survival situation, you, like in a plane, don't put on anybody else's mask until you put your own on, because otherwise, like, you die, and I'm one of those people that is a people pleaser. I've always tried to help others, but then it gets to a point where, like, I can't help anybody, and I can't even help myself. I can't, like, I don't even really know how to help myself, but I am going to learn. I'm learning through these books, and it's just little messages that like really from books or like YouTube videos, just little things that the universe brings into my world that help, because on my own I am very lost. But that's okay, because in Alice in Wonderland, you know, she goes off the, you know, the yellow road or whatever, and she's just like totally lost. She doesn't know what to do. You know, you got to get lost in order to even find yourself. So I am lost, but eventually I will be found. I'll find myself. That's all. Who? Peace. How do you stop this thing? Like this? Wait. Oh. Okay.